Welcome to Your School News. I'm Riley Peterson.
And I'm Araceli Lima Duran.
It's a brand new day here on NHCS TV. You've probably already noticed our new red and blue graphics package, fast-paced music, and colorful set designs that have debuted over the past few months. But now we are also introducing something else to make your viewing experience even better.
That's right. Take a look to the right of the screen and you'll now notice our YSN Weather Plus forecast featuring current conditions and a 3-day forecast.
In addition to Weather Plus, we also have a new Twitter ticker on the bottom of the screen featuring all of the latest headlines and happenings around NHCS. Now let's get right to the news. Today's headlines include: Math Counts 2020 competition takes place at the Board of Education Center. NHCS students participate in MLK Day Parade, and students take a field trip to Thalian Hall. Our top story this week: the Math Counts 2020 competition recently took place at the Board of Education Center in Wilmington. Participating students worked through rounds of challenging math questions, sometimes on their own and sometimes with their team. The competition is designed to encourage student teamwork and confidence while building their math skills. After 4 months of practicing math warm-ups, mental stretches, and problems of the week, the students battled their way through algebra, probability, statistics, and other math-based problems in an effort to become the county's top team. Many students enjoyed the challenges in learning to work as a team.
It helps us to work more with a team, and we get a lot of practice and we learn a lot about math that we wouldn't be able to learn in normal class because they're harder questions and you have to think more.
Definitely the competitive atmosphere is my favorite part, and a lot of my friends go to the other schools, so I can I guess not battle against them, but math against them, and it's kind of fun. So I like that. That's probably my favorite part about Math Counts.
I like how there's just so many steps and different ways you can do things, but all of them are right. There's either you can be right or wrong. There's no, I think it could be this because, or I don't know. It just feels comfortable with me.
Math Counts was started in 1983 by the National Society of Professional Engineers, National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, and CNA Foundation as a competitive environment to increase middle school interest in mathematics. The first national level competition in the modern format was held in 1984. It spread quickly in middle schools and is the most well-known middle school mathematics competition. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a day to promote equal rights for every American, regardless of their background. After Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated for leading peaceful protests about how unfairly people were being treated, many people came together to end the unfairness in a way people were being treated. Martin Luther King Jr. was a huge influence in the civil rights movement, which is why we now have parades in his honor. Here in Wilmington, there was a Martin Luther King Jr. parade that was held downtown where many people gathered to see the parade. Many students from our local high school were in the parade, including folks from the Laney and New Hanover High School. Everyone involved said they had a wonderful time. In 2018, New Hanover County Schools began partnering with the National School Climate Center on a school climate improvement and anti-bullying project titled Empowering Youth, engaging schools EYES for 5 middle schools. This $1.5 million project is funded through the Harvey L. Miller Family Foundation. Facing History and Ourselves provides curriculum and professional development for the EYES initiative. Murray Middle, Myrtle Grove, Trask, Holly Shelter, and Williston have each spent the past 2 years of the 3.5 initiative working to improve school climate. Being chosen by the National School Climate Center has allowed these 5 district middle schools unlimited access to NSCC's and Facing History's extensive resources for staff, professional development on bullying prevention, social emotional learning, youth and family engagement, and reducing bias. During years 2, 3, and 4 of the fully funded initiative, students will have the opportunity to participate in 3 youth summits. The 5 middle schools are currently in year 2 of the EYES grant and are seeking feedback from stakeholders. On January 27, 2020, each of the participating schools released the Comprehensive School Climate Inventory. Not only will students and staff take the survey, but parents and guardians will be asked to engage, further fostering the involvement in the EYES grant. Students will also take the bias-based bullying assessment. The surveys will run through February 14, 2020. The staff, as well as parents and guardians of students at Murray, Myrtle Grove, Trask, Holly Shelter, and Williston can expect a Connect 5 call on January 27, 2020 with instructions on how to participate and access the survey.
On January 29th, National Pawn, a North Carolina-based pawn retailer with 19 locations across the state, is donating more than 100 musical instruments and $2,000 to Noble Middle School as part of its continued efforts to support music education in North Carolina. National Pawn will present the monetary and instrument donation, including trumpets, saxophones, clarinets, flutes, trombones, drums, guitars, recorders, and more to students during a dedicated unveiling program at the school. National Pawn has a long-standing tradition of supporting youth music programs in every county that it is home to one of its stores, with the 2019-2020 school year marking its 9th annual donation. Since 2010, the company has donated over 4,300 instruments and $76,000 in cash to 25 public performing art programs in Alamance, Cumberland, Durham, Forsyth, Guilford, Mecklenburg, New Hanover, and Wake counties.
This is your school news on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Also make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Welcome back to your school news. I'm Riley Peterson.
And I'm Araceli Lima Duran.
There's a lot going on Twitter these days, and with our New Hanover County Schools chat hashtag, you can join the conversation. Right now it's time for our What's Tweeting segment, all the latest New Hanover County School news and photos that are creating a buzz on Twitter. Our first story comes from us from Myrtle Grove Middle School, where students are holding a coat drive. Students, staff, and the families of students have been encouraged to donate new or lightly worn coats as the weather has begun to drop drastically. Way to spread such positivity and kindness. Generous Gators.
A second grade teacher at Bradley Creek Elementary has taken her love and concern for her students to another level. Miss Christine Sawyer has put a mental health check-in board in her class. She instructs her students to write their names in the back of sticky notes and to put them under the category that best describes how they feel. The categories includes I'm great, I'm okay, I'm meh, I'm struggling and need a check-in, and I'm in a dark place. Big thanks to Miss Sawyer for her simple act of kindness that can make a big difference to her students.
Students from New Hanover High School helped raise $1,000 from a recent Battle of the Bands concert and donated the profits to the NC Harm Reduction Coalition. Last fall, the school mourned from the unexpected, tragic death of a student. That's where the school's Honors Service Learning class hosted Wildcat Wellness Week, in order to focus on improving and maintaining mental health of not just the school, but the community as well. At the end of Wildcat Wellness Week, the concert began and welcomed over 150 parents, students, and staff, where the money raised came from concessions and admission tickets. Well done, Wildcats.
Switching gears now. Our next feature report comes to us from students over at Ogden Elementary. Let's send it to their anchors right now for more.
Second graders have been planning and practicing routines which they performed last week at recess. This past week, 3 students in Miss Jones' class organized a second grade talent show. The students shared information about the show with flyers and by word of mouth. Students had a week to sign up for the show individually or as a group. The show was held during recess on Friday, January 17th. Taylor and Anderson were the show's co-hosts, and they did an amazing job. Some of the performances include a sign language demonstration, a jump rope routine, a gymnastics skit, a Rubik's Cube demonstration, and many vocal performances. Miss Gilbert, Miss Guy, and Miss Page were a few of the lucky attendees, and they would love to give a shout out to all those who performed and who cheered on the performers. Round of applause to Taylor, Anderson, and Anna for organizing this special event.
Teachers and classmates were also impressed.
Way to use your imagination and talent to have a great time at recess.
A big thank you to all the PTA for once again organizing the Reflections contest. We had over 20 Stingrays enter the contest this year. Students who entered the competition were honored at a celebration last week.
The theme was Look Within. At the celebration, students who advanced to the county level had their projects on display. There were videos, musical compositions, written pieces, and visual art. This past week, 3 students in Miss Jones' class organized a second grade talent show. The students shared information about the show with flyers and by word of mouth. Students had a week to sign up for the show individually or as a group. The show was held during recess on Friday, January 17th. Taylor and Anderson were the show's co-hosts, and they did an amazing job. Some of the performances include a sign language demonstration, a jump rope routine, a gymnastics skit, a Rubik's Cube demonstration, and many vocal performances. Miss Gilbert, Miss Guy, and Miss Page were a few of the lucky attendees, and they would love to give a shout out to all those who performed and who cheered on the performers. Round of applause to Taylor, Anderson, and Anna for organizing this special event.
Students had a fun time at the board-sponsored first and second grade field trips to the Thalian Hall for the Pied Piper musical production of Jack and the Beanstalk this year. College Park, Castle Hayne, Bellamy, and Anderson are just some of the schools that came to the show. A new twist on the classic children's fairy tale. In this original musical, our hero Jack learns lessons in friendship and responsibility when an errant giant destroys the public portions of his town and steals his multi-talented tap-dancing cow Bossy. What a wonderful event.
Students at Bradley Creek Elementary recently got the chance to fire rockets off as a part of the Starbase programs. Here are some of the great photos from the big event. DoD Starbase focuses on elementary students, primarily 5th graders. The goal is to motivate them to explore science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM, as they continue their education. The program encourages students to set goals and achieve them. The program engages students through the inquiry-based curriculum with its hands-on, mind-on experiential activities. They study Newton's laws and Bernoulli's principles, explore nanotechnology, navigation, and mapping. They are captivated by engineering as they use the computer to design space stations, all-terrain vehicles, and submersibles. Math is embedded throughout the curriculum, and students use metric measurement, estimation, calculation, geometry, and data analysis to solve questions. Teamwork is stressed as they work together to explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate concepts.
This is your school news on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.